2024 here at the NAFED Conference and Expo here with the Fire Protection Podcast. Really excited to be here. This is the third of 3 events in New Orleans. Really cool expo inside, as well as 2 days, 2/3 days of trainings and seminars. So again, a little bit more video to come here, and really cool to be here. NAFED's been a big supporter of us from the podcast side, as well as Inspect Point over the year. We're here at the NAFED New Orleans show 2024. Great show so far. Trying to get some highlights of some of the partners and just different booths around here. So want to really highlight Amerex and some of their stuff. So we've got Tilley and Brayden Banks from Amerex. You guys want to tell the audience who you are?
Yeah, well, my name again is Tilley. I'm the South Central Regional Sales Manager for Amerex. I've been with Amerex 7 years. Joined the fire protection company or industry in '84. And so happy to be a part of the Amerex family for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just say again, my name's Brayden Banks. I'm the product manager for affordable extinguishers. So all hand portables and wheeled units. Been with Amerex for about 3 years. So relatively new still in the industry, but love to be part of the team.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about Amerex high performance Z series products. Huh?
Oh yeah. I got a couple emails on it, and I was like, oh man, I need to learn more about this. So perfect time at the show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Well, Brayden and I are both super excited about this particular product line. Amerex makes a wide variety of handheld portables and wheeled units, right? And this high performance has been part of the Amerex offering, I think, Brayden, since like in the early 90s. Maybe 1990s when we launched it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in 2018, actually at the last NAFED in New Orleans was when this product was launched with the Z series.
Okay.
And I think that was pretty strategic on our part, simply because really the offshore market kind of drove the development of that performance hot dip galvanized back in the late 80s and early 90s.
Okay.
So for us to launch that here, because a lot of our customers in this southern Louisiana area that work offshore,
yep,
right, they provide a lot of that product line out there. So it's kind of strategic for us to do that. But we did make a change, right, from hot dip galvanized to zinc. So what was that all about?
We did. We added a zinc primer. So instead of having a galvanized unit, what we've done is move to I'll property real quick.
Yeah.
So we have a zinc primer underneath this red coat. So what that does is kind of act as a sacrificial node or coating for the corrosive environment around. But what we're looking at is, a 10-pound Z series unit. This is what's going to be news. What actually me and Wade just had a webinar a couple of weeks ago about.
Yes.
So that we could talk about something brand new we're looking at. So this is the smallest Z series that we offer. So you're looking at pretty much, if you own a B456 or B441, it has incredibly the same footprint. So it's essentially a drop-in unit. So it's not going to have that rubber foot stand, and it's going to have a lower pressure at 195 PSI. So it doesn't have that fast flow. It's more of a compliance flow unit.
Correct. So one of the things that Amerex did that I'm really proud of is, as we were developing this product, we had a excellent market share offshore.
Yeah.
Right. And so when we're talking about making a change there, we were really wanting to make sure we didn't kind of make a mistake.
Yeah, right.
This Z series product, Amerex thought, you know what? Let's go to Underwriters Laboratories and ask them for a verification. Right. So we kind of put our money where our mouth was.
Right.
Because that UL verification really is just saying, hey, if you guys want to make a marketing claim, then we'll tell you whether it holds water or it doesn't.
Right, sure.
So that UL verification, I think, is a really important piece of the puzzle. And I can remember in my territory, because I have Southern Louisiana territory, the offshore guys were really wanting to know that what they're going to be buying now is going to hold up. So in addition to having the 12-year warranty like we had all along, we now have this verification process. So Brayden knows way more about that than I do. So I'm going to let Brayden tell what that verification process is.
Yeah.
Right?
So, you go through the UL 299, salt fog kind of testing. So that's going to be the typical corrosion testing you're going to see with any kind of standard unit. But what he's talking about with the verification mark is that it went through an extra ISO standard, and that's going to be just in addition to the corrosive testing. So I think it's going to be, I think it's 21207. I might have said that, but I think that's going to be the ISO standard for all of the additional corrosive testing that you're looking at. So it just goes through a longer period with higher concentration. So that's what we're really looking for.
Nice.
So that's how we got, acquired that verification mark.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so every one of these extinguishers gets a UL verification label, right? And what I like about that is it has our little marketing, and I should have this memorized, but I'm pretty close, that the unit will withstand up to 12 years in a highly corrosive, salt-contaminated environment, right? And so each one of the extinguishers gets that label, and that label has the UL logo.
Right.
It has the word verified, and it has the test number on there. So that if anybody wants to go verify for themselves if that's accurate, you can go to UL's website, look up that test number, and you can see all that testing results, right?
Interesting.
So to provide a 12-year warranty that covers corrosion is a pretty powerful statement. So when we went to the offshore market in 2019 and said, hey, we've got something that you guys would be interested in. And at the time, the offshore oil market was pretty suppressed.
Yep.
And some of those bigger companies were writing letters to their service providers going, hey, we need your help.
Yeah.
We need to be able to save 20% when things aren't good out here.
Right.
So because of what we were able to eliminate in terms of no longer having to galvanize, right? No longer having to have one guy wearing PPE addressing a shell so that you could paint it, primer it, get a label to stick to it. Plus an internal process where Amerex invested several $1 million in a state-of-the-art powder coating process.
Wow.
We were able to come, put this zinc primer on here, go through that UL testing, get the verification, launch the product, remain in good standing, and offer those guys what they were really looking for, which was some price relief.
Sure.
So really a really big deal. And it took them about 2 seconds to say, we'll make that switch. Thank you very much.
Now, does the 12 year, or does that kind of align with like the NFPA 10 kind of tear down time frame? It kind of aligns right with that 12 year, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
At that point, you're the hydrostatic testing and that breakdown. That's what we're really looking for. So basically, we're saying that, we're verified for the corrosion because no other unit is covered with corrosion. Only this unit.
Right.
So up until the first breakdown, we will cover that.
Yeah.
And it's UL verified.
That's great.
And the other thing about the UL verification, it's not just a one-time deal, right? You got to go back to UL periodically and prove to them that your manufacturing process is still the same, 3 years later as it was when you initially presented the project.
Yep.
So for me personally, as I'm selling this product, that's one of the biggest features is that, hey, we really have put our money where our mouth is. Not only do we have great performance, right? We have excellent range on this unit. We have great ratings. We have really, really strong discharge rates and flow rates as well. Yep. So for me, it was just like all of these things came into like a stars aligning almost for this particular product line. So I'm super excited about it. And while we were doing this webinar, Brayden asked me, he goes, okay, well, where are you putting these? Where are you asking your customers to what type of application really? And so for me, it was like, okay, because we make these in ABC and Purple K, right? And the 10 pounder is brand new, right? It's the smallest one, but we make a 13 pound,
6 kg,
20 pound, and 30 pound. Right? We make them in compliance flow, like Brayden mentioned a minute ago. We make them in a fast flow product, right? So it kind of meets every different hazard that's out there.
Yep.
And so I'm saying, hey, if you've got a corrosive environment, like a lot of chemical facilities, even refineries, a variety of different applications where you have corrosion, especially down here, right? Salt water, brackish water.
Right.
So that's one place where you've got a solution, right?
Sure.
So a fire extinguisher may last a couple of years in certain environments without this zinc protection.
Yeah.
So that's one place. The other place is if you're competing against another brand of extinguisher, maybe a cartridge-operated type of extinguisher. So we have some things we bring to the table that at least you can do some comparison that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
And nobody would ever be ashamed or embarrassed to sell or buy one of these Z series units from Amerex. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's you can kind of plug it in where, and again, same footprint. It's just different fast flow and obviously corrosion resistance and all that.
What really drove the 10-pounder? That came from a particular vertical market, or was it mining, or where'd that come from?
It kind of, the request kind of did come from not necessarily offshore, but with mining, mining, waste management. You wanted something that was smaller to fit a certain rate, standard, but at the same time had a similar footprint to this. So you're looking for almost like a drop-in unit.
Yeah.
That was the focus.
Yeah.
The focus was, how can we blend an already great product, but something that's going to be more heavy duty?
Yeah.
And this is kind of the best of both worlds.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, so why do we separate the UL label on these? And that's a big deal.
It is.
Because now we have replacement labels, right? As we placed the UL separately and the UL verification label are separate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big deal. I think initially the offshore market said, hey, help us with this, right? Brand new extinguishers, Coast Guard's pretty stringent, right? They were saying, hey, you got to scratch through the UL, you have to condemn the unit. They're like, well, holy smoke, man, I just bought them.
Yeah.
And so they asked us, hey, can you relocate those? So we said, yeah, we can. So initially we put them on the back of the extinguisher. Right? We separated it so it's a separate label on the back.
Sure.
Offshore, that lasted about a month. Right?
They want to see that.
And they were like, that doesn't work. So where we've located them now, the 10-pounder is a little different. If we had a 20 or a 30 here, you could see there's plenty of room. Yeah. But these labels now are being located right here underneath the hose. So it allows this primary label to be a replacement label, which is new as well, because the other extinguishers that we bring to the market, right, the UL manifest is a part of the primary label. Mm-hmm. So in a commercial environment or a light industrial environment, if you lose or damage that UL, really most local authorities or even state authorities are saying, and NFPA 10 as well, hey, that has to be removed from service.
Sure.
So one of the things we've done is try and make that a replacement label, so that if somebody has a damaged label that can be replaced, awesome. Now we've got a part number for it. You can get a replacement label.
That's fine for the label. So what I did, and I showed this to Brayden earlier, is this, again, this is a test unit. Mm-hmm. But and what we've liked at, obviously, in Spec Point is your QR codes.
That's right.
And that's helped out the service providers tremendously, because you have the make, you have the model, you have the year of the cylinder, right? Which gives you actually 10 pieces of data from just going up and scanning it. So we kind of popped on this, and we still market it, and I don't think any manufacturers caught up to you guys yet. But you literally hit this QR code, and it kind of populates everything for that extinguisher. So as you keep going there, you have all that data pretty much at your fingertips. So
we really didn't talk yet about the handles or the PSI or any of that, but it's a brass valve. Right, stainless steel handles. It's got a stainless steel gauge guard. Operates at 240 PSI instead of 190 PSI.
This is 195.
Well, the 10-pounder, thank you for correcting me and helping me better. But the 10-pounder is 195. The other three sizes are 240 PSI. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why Brayden's a product. They keep me out of the office. You do your thing, let Brayden stay in his lane. Yeah, that's awesome.
This is great, guys. Looking for. I saw that webinar a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I'll see him at NAFED.
Hey, the thing I would say, if there's anybody out there that's watching this and you're interested in learning more about the product, we have great marketing literature you can access through the website. You can get in touch with a guy like me or one of the other regional sales managers. You can call and talk to Brayden. And you find out everything you need to know about it, pricing, all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Lead times on these items are pretty good.
Lead
times on the items are pretty good. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That's very cool.